Good evening. Now, hopefully, this is working. I'm not going to move too much. It seems that when I move too fast, it glitches. So, um, tonight we have those same announcements. August the 26th, I'll be doing a podcast with Native Chalk Talk, CHOCTALK. That's August 26th at 4:30 p.m. That's a podcast. I also have two group pages on Facebook. I'm on Facebook jail, so I can't get to those for about 22 more days. Um, but that is Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, and parentheses, antlers and surrounding areas. I also have Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, Woman, and Son Center and Database. Also, the Bigfoot Museum that is going to open up in Tallahena, Oklahoma is scheduled for September. And I may have a exhibition there. Um, I was asked if I wanted to put one in there, which I do have a lot of pictures and film, of course, stories, and can do presentations. But um, for the moment, I haven't got to that part yet. So tonight, I want to do a couple things a little different. And I was hoping that there would be a couple people on here already who um, knew about this because I'm going to go over a test, which I want the people who are in the group who are going to go camping. This is especially for you. Um, I've been doing this segment to speak with the people who are going camping with us on Labor Day weekend, which is September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's for a ceremony for the water for the Comanche River. But we will be in Bigfoot areas. So I'm giving these segments to help people little by bit, little by little, um, become more aware and better prepared for when we are out in these areas. I'm using my old phone right now. I don't know how this stream is going to work, but I will check it in a little while. And if it does, I'm going to change streams and go with this. The Prism Studio Live app is not very good. It may work one or two times, or it could be Facebook. It could be because of the um, sensitive information that we're sharing, which is the truth. But I don't like to wonder about things like that. I just see things the way they are. The old system was very glitchy. Now I'm with, I think it's StreamYard. I want to see how they, or this application, which is in the browser, um, if it's compatible and works well. If it is, I will purchase. And I am on a 6-day trial. Okay. Since someone's not here, and I am allowed to see comments on the StreamYard. So the very first question is fog and mist real? Okay, that's your first question. Yes. Now the second question. Let me get that down. Second question. What color? Hello, Cliff. I'm not sure if I can actually. Hopefully, I can. Gas power shakes. And this thing, Cliff, we're having a little test today. I was wanting to, I've been given podcasts or these streams. This is a new system. This is StreamYard that I'm using. I'm doing a little test today from the other streams for the group and for people who's been keeping up. So the first question for the test is fog and mist real? Um, It'd be great. I can see comments, but I don't want to mess with this because it's a new system and I'm just using it today. So that's the first question. Is fog and mist real? Now the second question. What is the most vicious color of eye shine or orbs? What is the most vicious color? Now, we're going to do the third question. And the third question would be, does the Bigfoot have equal proportions as a human would have? Good job, Cliff. But I was only looking for the most vicious color. Ah, Chris, you are correct. Good job. Cliff, you put red and orange, but actually orange is the correct answer. That's the most vicious color for the eye shine and the orbs. Okay, the third question. Can a Bigfoot become translucent? Can a Bigfoot become translucent? That was the third question. I don't know if you heard the first question, Chris. Hey, good answer, good answer. But also the first question was, is fog and mist real? Is fog and mist real? Hey, good job. All right, everybody seems to be doing pretty good here. Now these questions are coming from different streams. So now the fourth question. And I talked about this also. But when, good answer, Chris. You are correct. The answer is no. Fog and mist is not real. It is generated. Okay, on the fourth question now. Does a Bigfoot have equal proportioned body? You know, like us, we have 3.16 for every portion of the body, but is the arms equally proportioned? Is the body equally proportioned to the legs? Okay. Chris Summers, that is a correct answer. A Bigfoot has shorter bottom legs. They have shorter legs compared to their top. Cliff, Chris got his right. The answer is no, because a Bigfoot has shorter legs than the upper body. And the arm from here to here is not the same as here to here. This is a longer extension. The legs are shorter, so when the Bigfoot bends over to get on all fours, it's perfectly capable of going on all fours with short legs. If a Bigfoot had long legs or an equally proportioned body as a human, they would be doing like we would be. It would be awkward. The back end would be too high. and he would have to, it would be a weird run and he wouldn't be fast. But with a short leg, all he has to do is fall to all fours and he can keep going and he can get faster. Okay, next question. Does a Bigfoot, well, you're welcome, Cliff. And I'm very happy you're here. Yes, Chris, it is better for them to run and they can get much faster on four legs than two. Now, what is, when you lose a track for a Bigfoot, how far do you go out to look for another track? 40 yards or 60 yards or 80 yards? And we talked about this on one of the other segments. When you lose a track of a Bigfoot, yes, Chris. But when you lose a track of a Bigfoot will jump to help you lose that track. What is the distance that a tracker will go out to look for the next track? Is it 40 yards, 60 yards, or 80 yards? Hello, Jonesy. Okay. Chris Summers, that answer is correct, 40 yards. A tracker has to go out at least 40 yards to find the next track. A Bigfoot will jump 20 yards or 40 yards. And when they do that, we lose their track. But trackers know if you're tracking a Bigfoot, you go at least 40 yards out this way, 40 yards out that way, at 45-degree angles that way, then you go on the sides. Now, from the podcast yesterday, I talked a little about a story. Now, in that story, I need to know where the sun and the moon was bit. The sun and moon, where was the sun and moon bit in the story from yesterday? Yes, Chris, it does depend on the size of the animal, because those bigger ones, they can really get up to 40 to 60 yards. But normally, you're not going to be tracking that one. You're going to be tracking like the decoys or the smaller ones. The bigger ones, the smaller ones help. Chris Summers, you are correct. And you're getting all these answers right. I'm glad. Next question. When you see a Bigfoot out in the forest, when you see a Bigfoot, yes, Chris he's getting almost all the answers. When you see a Bigfoot, the first Bigfoot that you see, what is that Bigfoot called? Because you have a hunter, you have, the observers, but what is the first Bigfoot that you see? What is he called? Chris Summers, you are right again. The first Bigfoot that you see is called a decoy. He is only there to get your attention. Now, When I talked about this on one of the other segments also. This is the next question. When a Bigfoot is circling to your left, what is that Bigfoot trying to do? Actually, let's make this a two-part question. What is your left side called? And why does the Bigfoot go to your left side to come in? Okay, the left side is called your blind side. It is called your death side. This is called to be blind-sided. A Bigfoot who goes to your left side is trying to merge with your death side. It's trying to be your death. That's your left side. I've only got about 5% more power. I wanted to do more, but I had one of those days where I couldn't get any of the computers working. Microphones were all messing up. I had to switch over to this StreamYard, which I hope it's showing good and not cutting up like the Prism Studio Live. I really don't like that anymore. Okay, now, what is your right eye used for? That's the next question. Now, we know this side is for capturing images. This is called your death side, your blind side. But your right side is used for something else. What is your right eye used for? All right, all right. I'm glad we're not breaking up tonight. I'm glad we're getting through. I do have just a little bit more power left, but I want to get a couple more questions out. What is your right side, your right eye? What is its duties? What is its job? What does it do? How does it protect you? No, Chris. It's not for aiming. Well, I guess a lot of people do use that for aiming when you're shooting. But the answer is your right eye is used for catching glimpses, movement, blurs, and shadows. Your left eye is used for capturing images, and they work together. This one will catch all the movement, all the glimpses, and then this eye focuses in on what you're looking for. That's right, Chris Summers, you're right. All right, we got it. Now, when you go into the forest and you find a cedar tree, let's do this, a cedar tree that's scraped down from like 8 foot straight down, what is that cedar used for a Bigfoot? And people use them also, but what is it used for? It's a natural, and it's used by people and by Bigfoots, but you will find Bigfoot areas with cedar scrapings. What is the cedar scrapings used for? The bark, the peeled bark. What is that used for? A Bigfoot will use and scrape cedar trees and take it back to their den because it is a natural bug deterrent. People use this also. They'll put them in their underground huts or things like that to keep the bugs away from where they're at, where they're living. Now, the other question is, What does a smaller Bigfoot, a decoy, what does a smaller Bigfoot do when it's if it starts to chase you? What is it doing? The small ones are not trying to catch you. What are they doing? That is correct, Jonesy. Jonesy Ripley, you are correct. That's Uncle Bones. You've got the same correct answer. They are hurting you. They are pushing you to a bigger Bigfoot or to a bigger group of Bigfoots. Now, when you're out in the woods, yes, Chris Summers, that's what they're doing. They're hurting you. They're funneling you into a trap. They're pushing you into the other ones. That is correctly right. Everyone's right. I like that. Now, if you have two trees and a Bigfoot puts a smaller tree in between those two, and you're coming into it and you have to turn, what is that called? What is that? What are those two trees with a brush in it? What is that called? And it's also got, you also see a stick here, a stick here, a stick here, a stick here, and another stick laid across it. What are those called that a Bigfoot uses to capture prey? That answer is called a corral. And Bigfoots will use a corral. They will make corrals. They will make big half moon corrals, or they will put branches between the trees. Good job, Chris. It is a corral. They will put a tree in between two other trees so the prey will have to turn and run. And that runs them right into awaiting Bigfoots. Now, I've only seen two different types of claws on a Bigfoot. How would you describe the two pair of claws that I discussed, I believe 2 nights ago? One of the claws of a Bigfoot is, I think I still got it. I showed people this. It might have been a bad broadcast, but like right here, yes, Chris, you are correct. One pair looks just like a talon, or like a feline cat's claws, and the other one It's very big and it shapes to a point, and they file them down. They file them down to make those fingernails sharp, and they're very thick. Good job, Chris Summers. Now, if this cuts off, we will continue this tomorrow, and I will have more test questions, because this is the first night I was just testing this one out. I didn't know if we would even get this up, and I've been having problems all day with the electronics and charging and things like that. So if this cuts out, I do apologize for that, but we will get back to this tomorrow. Okay, at least I know we can live stream with this. Okay, next question. So where was it? When you make, you're welcome, Cliff. You're welcome, Cliff. Now, when you're in the woods and you hear a Bigfoot call and you try to make a similar call, what is the difference between your call and their call? You're welcome, Chris. You are welcome. Now, the Bigfoot has a different octane tone. So while we hear a tone going up and down, a Bigfoot's call will be one line. And if you ever looked at a spectrum of their calls, you'll see it's on a one line. Even though it sounds like it's going up and down, it still has one line. And this is why when people call out there, a Bigfoot knows you are not one of them. It listens for that tone too. They communicate this way. And you're not a part of that language. Now, what do you do if you're around somebody who begins to tree knock? What do you do? Good job, Chris. You got another question, correctly. You're ringing the dinner bell. So when people are tree knocking, you're ringing a dinner bell. You're letting the Bigfoot know through that call, through that knock, through the noise that you make. Uncle Bones, that is the correct answer. Mr. Mills, that is the correct answer. You get away from these people. They don't know what they're doing, and they're endangering your life. Those calls, these Bigfoots will single in on you. They will find your location, and they will come and visit you. That's exactly correct. Now, this is the next question, and it has to do with your senses of your body. Now, when your hair stands up on the back of your neck, or if you get a cold chill, wind, or goose pimples on one side of your body or on the back of your neck, you feel that tingle, what is your body telling you? That's a good one, Chris. Go home, mark them as fools. Yes, do that. Get away from them. They're just calling, and they may not know that they're doing something wrong, and they may not even act like something's wrong. And if you don't know that that's wrong, you'll find out later. Because that night, if you're camping around the area, they will come in on you. Okay, Cliff Bays. That is the correct answer. Yeti shark, that's also another correct answer. And Uncle Bones, that is that's another correct answer. So I guess this one does have a couple, but when your hair stands up on the back of your neck, or you get goose pimples on this side or this side, whether it's in the front or the back, your body, your senses tells you if you're getting goose pimples on this side, that predator is on this side of you. If you're getting goose pimples on this side, that predator is over there. If that hair stands up on the back of your neck, that predator is right behind you. It's close enough, and your body has these senses, and it does warn you. Chris Summers, they are in that direction, watching and attempting to cause you to move in a certain direction. Yes, that is it. But this is also telling you exactly the location. Even if you cannot see this Bigfoot, your hair, your goose pimples, your body will tell you exactly where it is, even if you can't see it. When you get that feeling and something stands up or goose pimples, if it's on this side, look over here because you're going to find it over there. Your body has natural defenses. Now, to a normal person, two-part question. To a normal person, when that hair stands up on the back of your neck or you get those goose pimples, you get that shiver, that cold gust of wind, what does a normal person do and what does a warrior do? And we talked about this in a segment before. Now, to a normal person, fear, dread, anxiety, nervousness will ensue. It says, Chris says, yes, sir, it is frightening when all the hair on my body stands up. Yes, it is. But this two-part question is going to help you with that one, Chris Summers. To a normal person, when that hair stands up and those goose pimples happen, normal people will become fearful, nervous, have anxiety, have that feeling of dread. The second part of that answer, what does a warrior do? A warrior gets ready. Those senses that we have tell us we have a predator around us and it's time for war. We have to get warrior. Chris Summers, run. A warrior calms himself and uses that information to overcome. You are correct. We already know what it is. We already know what it's there for. Prepare for battle. Do not or never run. Okay? Now, we talked about this just the other night. If you see a 40-foot Bigfoot, the biggest, the most massive, the angriest, the meanest looking Bigfoot standing right in front of you, what do? And Chris, that question right there that you just answered is almost the same one to this one. A warrior never shows fear. You could be looking at the devil himself, but you do not show that. You keep a straight face. You keep contact, and you get ready for war. A Bigfoot can scare people and they take off running. When they throw rocks and sticks into a camp, if you've ever done that to a deer or a rabbit, they shoot off.